Breaking news, everyone. What if I told you that as you're watching this, high-level appointments for Iraqi Dinar IQD and in Vietnamese Dong VND redemptions are already happening behind closed doors, and not just rumors, but with real contract rates locked in. This isn't speculation. It's unfolding in real time across Tier 1 banks in the United States. This could be the most important financial moment in your lifetime. If you've been holding IQD or VND, waiting, watching, hoping, your time might finally be here. In this video, we're going to walk you through exactly what's happening, what's been confirmed, and most importantly, what you need to do right now to prepare. Stay tuned until the very end, because missing even one step could cost you everything. This isn't theory anymore. This is action. Redemption appointments are live. Let's break it all down. Clearly, simply, and in real US English, you can understand. Bank has quietly gone live with structured redemption appointments, both the Iraqi Dinar and the Vietnamese Dong. These aren't regular currency exchanges like you'd see at your local bank. These are private appointments, offered only to selected individuals who were pre-registered or invited through secured channels. What's important is that these redemptions are happening at contract rates, locked-in values far above any public forex rate. Screens that used to show training-only data are now showing live rates, and appointment calendars have gone green. Clients are being vetted, scheduled, and walked through the full redemption process under strict non-disclosure agreement. The global financial system is shifting quietly, but undeniably. If you're a holder of IQD or VND, this is a crucial moment to understand how these steps are being taken, how the banks are operating, and what this means for you moving forward. Let's talk about the actual rates being reported. Though not publicly confirmed due to NDAs, multiple trusted financial communities have leaked consistent figures. The Iraqi Dinar IQD is reportedly redeeming between 3. That's a monumental difference compared to the public rate you'll see on forex apps or at airport kiosks. The Vietnamese Dong VND, meanwhile, is showing redemption rates between 0. These rates are contract-based, meaning they're negotiated, agreed upon in advance, and only offered under strict terms, usually through bank wealth desks or private appointments. Remember, you won't see these rates online or at a bank teller window. This is happening behind the scene, and now that it's started, we're officially in the beginning phase of the much-rumored Global Currency Reset, or GCR. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. What matters now is what you need to do next. Neve. So how are these appointments happen? First, individuals are not just walking into the bank. The process starts with pre-screening and internal vetting. That means clients are identified either through internal systems, previous consultations with bank wealth managers, or via specific tier. Once verified, they receive secure notifications, usually through encrypted email, private SMS, or client apps. These messages contain appointment links, times, and detailed instruction. Before the actual appointment, clients must upload documents like government-issued ID, tax information, and currency origin papers to prove how their notes were acquired. At the appointment, bank staff perform biometric ID checks and advanced counterfeit detection. Only after the currency is verified does the conversation about contract rates begin. This process is thorough, heavily regulated, and very secure. It's not public, it's not casual, and it's certainly not something to take light. During the redemption appointment, every step is legal and documented. Clients are required to sign non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, fill out IRS forms like the 1099, and declare their tax status. The redemption funds are often not given instant. Instead, they go into a compliance hold, a non-interest-bearing account for 48 to 72 hours. This gives the bank time to finish final checks. After that, the client gets access to the funds either as a full payout, a structured payment plan, or through a managed investment option. At every stage, clients are advised on privacy, security, tax preparation, and in compliance. This isn't just an exchange, it's a serious financial event with life-changing implications. That's why understanding the process clearly is so critical. If you hold IQD or VND, make sure your paperwork is flawless, your notes are clean, and your mindset is focused. This is your moment, but you have to handle it right. One major warning: do not walk into your local bank expecting these services. These are invitation-only appointments, and the desks handling them are separate from regular retail operations. Walking into a branch and asking about IQD redemptions can flag you in their system and possibly hurt your future chances. Also, be extremely cautious online. Never share how much currency you own, your location, or any redemption plans on social media or forums. Scammers are watching. Do not pay any person or group who promises access to higher rates or special portals. Real redemptions are free of cost. You deal directly with the bank. Lastly, be patient. Redemption appointments are happening in phases, not all at once. If you haven't received an invite yet, that doesn't mean you've missed out. It simply means your wave hasn't started. The key is to stay informed, alert, and prepared. What triggered this sudden Insiders say this is the result of years of planning and simulation. Banks had teams in training for months, running fake appointments, inputting test data, and setting up internal systems. Then, quietly, those systems went live. According to one Midwest branch manager, the change was like flipping a switch. Desks went from standby to operational. Access codes were activated. Clients began walking through the door. Most had already been verified and had their notes scanned by compliance weeks earlier. According to staff involved, the system is extremely strict. Notes are checked with multiple anti-fraud tools, verified by serial number, and logged into compliance records. Clients go through biometric verification, digital identity checks, and legal briefing. This is not a casual process. It's a legal and financial milestone, and it marks the beginning of what could be a global shift in how currencies are valued and redeemed. Search engines are seeing record spikes in terms like IQD rate, dong redemption, and GCR appointment. Trading tools that monitor back-end market data, while not yet reflecting these rates publicly, have picked up increased activity around IQD and VND pairing. And though MetaTrader and public forex platforms aren't yet showing changes, private redemption desks are clearly live. More interestingly, ZIM bond note inquiries are also on the rise, especially in Florida, Texas, and California, places historically linked to early Tier 4B adoption. This is more than chatter. It's movement, quiet, controlled, legal movement. And if you're watching this, it means you're in the information stream. Your job is to stay ready, stay smart, and don't get left behind when your moment arrives. Iraq itself is also showing signs of major reform. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani has implemented new economic and banking regulations, especially aimed at oil revenue stabilization. The Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, has removed large denomination notes, stabilized foreign reserves, and upgraded security around its monetary system. These changes give credibility to the idea of a revalued currency, especially when paired with Iraq's strengthened trade deals with nations like China and India. It's no surprise that whispers of IQD being added to the IMF's special drawing rights SDR basket are growing loud. This would make IQD a recognized global reserve asset, further solidifying its value on the world stage. When you combine these reforms with what's happening inside U.S. banks, the signs are undeniable. Something big is happening, and it's no longer just a rumor, it's reality. The IMF, U.S. Treasury, and the World Bank are all quietly aligning systems to support this transition. Liquidity corridors are being built. Blockchain verification for high-value asset transfers is already live and in several test markets. ISO 2022 compliance standards are in effect. The banking system is preparing for something much bigger than just IQD and VND. It's preparing for a new way of handling money itself. And guess what? You're a part of it. That's why everything from here on out matters. How you store your notes, how you respond to communications, who you trust, how well your documents are prepared. This is no time for shortcuts. If you make mistakes like talking about your redemption publicly or uploading the wrong documents, you could lose your spot. Protect your chance by moving smart, staying silent, and keeping all instructions private and professional. What about the Zimbabwe ZIM bond notes? This one is more complicated. ZIM redemptions are happening, but only through private contract redemptions, usually linked to humanitarian project submissions. Each case is different, based on the year of the bond, the series, and the declared use of fund. Current leaks show redemption packages offering around 0.111 per 100 trillion ZWL, but again, only in private deals. Don't expect ZIM to appear on any public forex window. It's handled quietly and legally through structured channels. If you hold ZIM, be ready to present a strong humanitarian plan, valid proof of currency origin, and go through the same strict vetting as with IQD and VND. But understand, it's not guaranteed. It's contract-based and far more conditional than the other currency. That said, if handled properly, it can still be life-changing. These banks are believed to be watching the current activation closely and preparing their own internal systems for regional launches. This means more appointment waves, more client confirmations, and possibly even broader rate visibility. By September, public forex platforms could start reflecting the changes soon after, especially if the IMF officially announces the updated SDR basket. If that happens, we move from private to public visibility. But whether it's public or private, you need to be ready. Redemption isn't the end of your journey, it's the beginning. Stay aware, don't panic, don't brag, and don't make mistakes that could cost you everything you've waited for. You won't get in, and then you might get flagged. 2. Never post your note counts or plans online. Silence protects your opportunity. 3. Never pay someone for access. Real redemptions are free and handled only by the bank. 4. Contract rates are not available at forex counters. Stop asking retail tellers. 5. The redemption process is rolling out in phases. If you haven't received a message yet, be patient. You're not being left behind. Everything is controlled, secure, and staggered to avoid chaos. Breaking any NDA or acting out of desperation could disqualify you permanently. So stay sharp, stay quiet, and follow the steps. You're closer than you think, friends. We've entered the phase we've all been waiting for. The IQD and VND redemption appointments are live, with real contract rates and real confirmations from inside top US banks. You are no longer hoping, you are preparing. Stay calm, stay educated, and stay connected to trusted intel. Make sure your notes are verified, your documents are ready, and your mindset is focused. This is your moment, and remember, you're not early, you're not late, you're arriving exactly when this was meant to happen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with fellow currency holders who need real information, not speculation. We'll be back with more updates soon. Until then, this is the Iraqi Dinar News channel, bringing you the truth before the headlines.